I thought our they were bringing crowds a little bit, but then I thought that also our early shot selection, we had too many possessions where he just didn't get enough movement and struggled to find its way inside to her. So,
Right.
Coach, in that third quarter, you went with a lineup, I think, HBL, Allen, Mick, Will, and Maddy. Just what were you looking for just in that moment with just that shift?
energy. Energy. I was looking for activity defensively, and then having a couple more downhill threats that can get into the paint and see if we can make the defense react and get something going. So, yeah, that was a thought.
Jay.
Coach, you guys had a great first quarter, and all of a sudden, like the wheels fell off in the second quarter. What happened? What did Phoenix do differently for the change?
I thought they just. I thought their biggest adjustment was just pushing it in transition, just putting their heads down and getting out. They were leaking out a little bit so they can get out in transition. They just killed us in transition today, and it wasn't really due to our turnovers tonight. Tonight was more of our shot selection, and we were just a little slow getting back in transition. So I think that's the predicament they put you in when they have someone like AT who, at her position, can handle and has that pace that she plays with, because she gets the board, and then her defender most of the time is around the paint and underneath the rim. And so when she's able to get the defensive rebound and push it in transition, puts a lot of pressure on your defense. And so I think in that second and third quarter, I think we struggled to put a stop to the bleeding when they started going on runs. And that was kind of the game.
Carly.
Coach, 8 losses in a row, 21 losses on the season. When I ask players what the mentality is, it's just wanting to play intentional and take it possession by possession, and that's what coaching is preaching to the players. Can you elaborate more on what you mean by intentionality, possession by possession, and what you want to see out of this team, especially entering a stretch here of about 5 or 6 games in 8 days?
Yeah, it's attention to detail, but then it's also not letting one mistake lead to multiple mistakes. And so the intentionality is not letting a turnover or a bad shot affect our ability to get back in transition, or not letting our missed shots dictate what the next possession happens on the offensive standpoint. So we got to be better in that area. We've been decent at that over stretches of this season, but it showed its head at times too. So we got to be better in the moment of fighting through that adversity.
Ricky's back over here, right?
You got Haley back today. It's been sort of a tough rookie season for her with the ankle injury, but what have you seen behind the scenes that should give fans optimism for her long-term development?
I think her work ethic is something that is widely known about Haley, and I think that drive and that passion is what fuels her to be able to bounce back from moments from adversity, from moments like this with her injury. And so she wants to be out there for her teammates. Her teammates are excited to have her back. She continues to put in the work each day, and so I think it's only been a tough season for her from an injury standpoint. I think she's the moments where she's been able to play, she's really grown and she's really learned, and I think that that's only going to add to her longevity in this league and how she bounces back in season 2.
Hey, Coach. We saw that Sloot was here today. Has she been able to give you her impression of just this recent stretch?
Yeah, we talk all the time. It's obviously it's disappointing from all fronts. I think for Sloot, obviously she wishes she could be out there, but she's around and at practices. She communicates with the team all the time, so they know of her thoughts too. We talk a lot, and it's obviously trying to figure out a rhythm and a plan through these injuries. We'll hopefully get Ariel back soon, and Angel as well. And so, but until then, we got to figure out ways to continue to put together first quarters and fourth quarters like we did today from a defensive standpoint, and less of the second and thirds.
Brian.
Coach, just want to get your thoughts on how you felt Maddy's adjusted to the physicality of the league.
Really good. I think that sometimes, obviously, some of the tougher matchups against more of the vets at her position, but I think that when she's been able to go against other rookies or second, third-year players that she has some familiarity with from playing against them in college or whatever, you kind of forget about that and going into a game, and then. But the more minutes that she's had, the more opportunities that she's had, I think that she's grown more and more confident. And I think that her biggest adjustment coming into the league, and especially when you look at how preseason games went and how training camp went, it was just adjusting more to the pace of it. And so her position is a tough one. I think the best players in the league are at that spot at the 4. And so, we've experimented at times playing her at the 3. But I think overall, I think she's done a really good job. There's not many second-round picks that end up making it this far. And so it's a testament to her work ethic as well.
Hey, Coach. When the players were in here, they mentioned that they're struggling with finding the will to win on a consistent basis. As a coach and someone who's been around basketball for a long time, how do you find ways to combat that, especially if it's something to do with the players' mentality and, they just kind of seem like they're defeated? So how do you get them to find the will to win?
Yeah, I think that everyone has the will to win. I think it's more of the will to compete that you have to find and have to have. I think no one plays the game wanting to lose. I think that, but not everyone understands what it takes to win. And so I think that from a competitive standpoint, that is the mindset that we've tried to build and instill and maintain. And so that's been more of what the messaging is of not letting your circumstances deflate you or defeat you from the will to compete. And so if you give yourselves a chance to compete, then you give yourselves a chance to win. If you're only focused on the win, then you lose sight of what it takes to compete. And so I think that that's kind of been how we've been communicating it to our team, and I think they understand that. At the same time, I think that when you go in a stretch like we're, it becomes a little bit tough to see in the moment. And so we got to find ways to continue to battle, continue to dig in, so we can end the season strong.
Thanks, everyone.
Main challenges for that tonight.
We got to take care of the ball. We got to take better shots and understand shot clock, understand just time to score, and just be more intentional. Our coach has been saying that over and over, just be more intentional, possession by possession, and really, really value everything on the court and just break it down rather than game, rather than half, rather than 5 minutes, a quarter, like possession by possession.
Alyssa, second row on your right.
Michaela, this one's for you. Just to zoom out a little bit, like I remember last year, there was a stretch after the All-Star break where you guys had injuries, kind of tough losses, stuff like that. Can you kind of like compare and contrast how the team is responding to those challenges like this year compared to last year?
I mean, no, because this is completely different teams, completely different rosters, completely different coaching staff. So I think we take this year for what it is, and injuries happen. It's something that you can control. But injuries happen across the board for all 13 WNBA teams. So that's not an excuse. So we need to continue to approach every day with that mindset.
Any more players? Thanks. What's next?